The night she finally added it up, she had to search her own email to find them all. 7 apps, 14 payments a month, £340. She was not hiding the debt from anyone. It was hidden from her. This is a story about a new kind of debt in Britain. Debt that arrives in pieces small enough to feel like nothing. It started with a new debit card. Her old one expired. The replacement arrived, and she updated the apps she could think of. A week later, an email came from a company she did not recognize. A payment of £11 and change had failed. A late fee had been added. She had to scroll back through her inbox to work out what she had even bought. That evening, she sat down with a notebook and tried to write out everything she owed. It took 4 attempts, across 2 evenings. Not because the numbers were hard, because the list kept growing. The sofa app, the trainer's app, the one her bank kept offering her, the one from Christmas, the one she was sure she had closed. She searched her email for the word payment, and the payments were everywhere. £8, 66, £27, £43, 33. 14 of them a month, on 11 different days. None of them had ever felt like a repayment. They felt like weather. At the bottom of the page, she wrote the total and circled it. £2,340. Not a catastrophe. Something stranger than that. She earned decent money. She had never missed a payment until the card expired, and she had genuinely not known. She never hid this from anyone. So how was it hidden from her? Rewind 3 years. Every one of those agreements made sense on the day she opened it. The sofa, when she moved flats. £520 over 12 months, instead of emptying savings that would not have survived it. Trainers, an outfit for a wedding, a present for her niece. £38 in 3 payments. A cracked phone screen. Christmas, then another Christmas. Not one of those screens ever showed her the word debt. That was her experience, every single time. 3 payments of £43, 33. Never £130 of borrowing. The apps were friendly and pastel and on first-name terms with her. Paying felt like a subscription, not a loan, and there were no statements. Nothing came through the door. Each app quietly charged her card and told her only about itself. 7 separate versions of the truth. None of them lying, none of them whole. She was not being reckless. She was not unusual either. People who use these apps are, on average, younger than the country as a whole, and they earn slightly more, not less. Hers is not a story about poverty. It is a story about fragments. By the end, around 1/6 of her take-home pay was spoken for before the month began. £1,940 would arrive, and 310 of it already belonged to the apps, in 14 small pieces. She assumed the full picture existed somewhere. Her bank, her credit file, some regulator's computer. Surely someone could see the whole thing and would say something if it mattered. That assumption was wrong. And the reason it was wrong is the real story here. Step back from her kitchen table and look at the country. In the 12 months to May 2024, 1 in 5 UK adults used buy, now pay later. Almost 11 million people. Lending through it grew from £60 million in 2017 to over £13 billion in 2024. Step Change, the debt charity, says it is now as common as having an overdraft, and it is small by design. The FCA puts the average purchase at £88, small enough to feel like nothing. That is the appeal. That is also the problem. One national survey had to list 9 different providers by name, just to ask people which ones they had used. 9, before the box marked Other. 7 apps is not an extreme story, it is an ordinary one. Here is what stacking looks like in the data. In that same research, 22% of people using these products had fallen behind on at least one agreement within a year. And the risk climbs the more you use them. The people who use these apps more than 10 times were over 4 times as likely to have missed a payment. 27% of them, against 6% of less frequent users. Among the people who did fall behind, some covered it by borrowing from another buy now, pay later app. The debt did not get solved. It moved sideways into a new pocket of invisibility. The advice services can see the queue forming. In 1 month this year, Citizens Advice helped 844 people with a buy now, pay later problem. Almost double the number from the same month 2 years earlier. More than 8 in 10 of them were struggling with repayments. To be fair to the numbers, this is still the small end of British debt. Only a small slice of new, unsecured lending. Credit cards dwarf it. This is not the biggest debt in Britain. It is the debt Britain could not see. And that is not a figure of speech. Until July 2026, interest-free buy now, pay later was not regulated credit in this country. Sit with that for a moment. For the entire 3 years she was building those 7 balances, none of it was covered by the consumer credit rules that govern a credit card or a loan. No affordability checks were required. No provider was required to report to a credit reference agency. One large provider chose to from 2022. Most did not. The credit rulebook simply did not reach it. So 7 lenders each saw one small, punctual, well-behaved customer. Each app could only ever see its own slice. Her credit file held fragments at best. Her bank saw card payments going out, not credit agreements piling up. There was no screen anywhere that showed the whole picture. The number 2,340 did not exist until she wrote it down. For months afterwards, she read that page as evidence against herself. How does a grown woman not know what she owes? But look at it properly. You cannot lose track of a total that was never kept. 7 companies between them knew everything. No law required the pieces to be put together. Her not knowing was not a personal failure. Nothing and nobody had ever been asked to add it up. She told no one all that time. Half of UK adults have experienced problem debt. Of those, nearly half told nobody at all. But her silence had a twist. You cannot confess a number you do not know. Then, in July 2026, the rules changed. Buy now, pay later became regulated credit. Lenders now have to check you can afford it before they lend. They have to support you if you are struggling and point you to free debt advice. Complaints can now go to the Financial Ombudsman, and reporting to credit agencies is becoming consistent instead of optional. The blind spot she lived inside is being closed. But be clear about what regulation does. It changes what happens at the next checkout. It does not add up anyone's past. No new rule will ever write your list for you. Hers took a pen, 2 evenings, and 4 attempts. If any of this sounds like your phone, there is one move worth making. Make the total exist. 1 page, paper, or a notes app. Every app, every balance, every monthly payment in one place. Search your email the way she did. Let the list be longer than you expected. Write the total anyway. There is a free tool built for exactly this. Money Helper's Budget Planner. It is government-backed, it costs nothing, and it lets you put every commitment in one place. Buy now, pay later included. And if the total frightens you, Step Change offers free debt advice. These are ordinary debts. Free debt advice covers them too. Her page is still in the notebook. The circled number is smaller now. Not dramatically, steadily. The debt did not grow the night she wrote it down. It just stopped hiding. and every payment since has done something her 7 apps never managed. It made a number get smaller somewhere she could see it. If this helped, you can subscribe for more calm explanations of money, pressure, and real life in the UK.